All right, let's talk about one of the most common and honestly one of the most frustrating parts of shipping a web app, connecting a custom domain to AWS Amplify. If you are just sick and tired of the guesswork and waiting games, you've come to the right place. We're going to walk through the definitive, production-ready way to do this that just works every single time.
You've been there, right? Staring at that pending verification screen for what feels like an eternity? You've just built this amazing app, you're ready to share it with the world, and then, bam, you hit this invisible wall. It's a super common problem, but I promise you, it does not have to be this way.
I mean, let's just relive the nightmare for a second, shall we? You know the drill. Step 1, you pop your domain into the Amplify console. Easy enough. Step 2, you're carefully, very carefully copying and pasting those CNAME records over to your domain provider, and then the real fun begins. Step 3 is just waiting. Step 4, oh yeah, you're still waiting. And the grand finale, step 5, is almost always that big, beautiful, soul-crushing error message.
So what is going on here? Why does this process, which seems so simple on the surface, just fall apart so often? Well, it's not just bad luck. There are some very real, fundamental reasons why this common method is basically designed to fail. And once you understand them, you can fix it for good.
Okay, so culprit number 1 is something called DNS propagation. See, when you update a DNS record, that change has to spread across servers all over the globe. The time this takes is controlled by a setting called time to live, or TTL. Now, most domain providers set this to an hour by default, which means for up to 60 minutes, the internet is in total chaos about your domain.
That's right. In reality, it can take anywhere from 1 to 4 hours for your changes to be seen everywhere. So while that's happening, some servers have the new info, some have the old info. And when Amplify goes to check your domain, it's basically a coin flip whether it gets the right answer. No wonder it fails so often.
Now, the second pain point. This one is even more maddening. So your setup fails. You do the logical thing. You delete the domain from Amplify to try again. But here's the kicker. AWS doesn't actually clean everything up right away. It leaves behind this ghost configuration in CloudFront that's still laying claim to your domain name.
And that ghost configuration leads to this infamous error message. I am willing to bet a lot of you have seen this wall of text before. It basically means you are stuck in a loop. You delete, you wait, you try again, you fail, all because an old invisible setting is blocking you. It's just infuriating. But thankfully, there is a much, much better way. A way that completely sidesteps all of these problems. It's time to open up the professional's playbook and talk about something called Route 53 subdomain delegation. So what on earth is subdomain delegation? It's actually a really simple idea. You keep your main domain, yourcompany.com, right where it is with your current registrar. But for a specific part of it, a subdomain like apps.yourcompany.com, you basically tell your registrar, hey, for anything to do with apps, don't ask me. Go talk to AWS Route 53. You're just handing over the keys for one tiny piece of your domain.
And this is where it all clicks. I mean, just look at this comparison. The old way, you're spending 10 or 15 minutes of anxiety-fueled clicking for every single domain. With delegation, it's a 5-minute setup you do once. That DNS propagation wait time, it goes from hours to just a minute or 2. The error rate, it basically drops to 0. This isn't just a small improvement. It's a total game changer.
So how does this magic actually work? It's surprisingly elegant. Instead of you being the person in the middle, frantically copying and pasting records, you just create a direct, trusted connection between your registrar and AWS. Here's how that authority flows. Your registrar still handles the main domain, but you add a special type of record, an NS or name server record. All this does is tell the world that for the app's subdomain, the absolute source of truth is AWS. This gives a Route 53 hosted zone complete control. So now, when you go to Amplify, it instantly sees this setup and automatically creates all the records it needs right inside Route 53. No more copy-pasting for you ever again.
But let's be real, the true win here is so much bigger than just saving you a few hours of pulling your hair out. This is about building your applications the right way, a way that's robust, secure, and meets the standards we all have to deal with today.
So this is a huge deal, and it's all about security. We call it minimizing the blast radius. Think about it. In the old model, if an attacker gets into your GoDaddy account, they get everything. Your main website, your company email, it's a complete takeover. But with delegation, if someone were to compromise your AWS account, well, the damage is contained. They only get control of that one specific app subdomain. Your root domain and your critical company emails stay completely safe.
And then there's the compliance angle, which is just massive. When you use Route 53, every single DNS change is automatically logged in AWS CloudTrail. You get a perfect, unchangeable audit trail of who did what and when. This is an absolute must-have for things like SOC 2 or ISO 27001, and it's something your typical domain registrar just can't do. You can even use IIM to control exactly who can touch which DNS records. It's an entirely different level of control.
All right, so you're on board, the benefits are pretty clear. So let's just map out the game plan to get this set up. Remember, this is a one-and-done process that's going to make your life so much easier from here on out.
Here's the whole thing in just 4 steps. First, inside Route 53, you create a public hosted zone for whatever subdomain you want to use. Second, Route 53 will give you 4 name servers. Just copy those. Third, you log into your registrar one last time, add 4 NS records for your subdomain, and paste in those name servers. And finally, this is the magic part, you go back to Amplify, add your domain, and it'll see the Route 53 setup and do everything else for you automatically. That's it. You're done.
So let's just boil it all down. What are the big takeaways here? First, stop fighting DNS propagation. Just use delegation and get instant updates. Second, isolate your app subdomains. It's a simple way to protect your most critical assets, like your root domain and email. Third, you get an automatic, audit-ready compliance trail for free with CloudTrail. And finally, and maybe most importantly, a 15-minute setup today is going to save you hours and hours of headaches on every single project you do in the future.
And that kind of brings us to the final question, doesn't it? We automate our infrastructure, our builds, our tests. Everything can be instant and secure. So why, in this day and age, are you still managing DNS by hand?
Hey, hi guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's not a usual format that we done the videos in the past. It's a new approach, and it is a new kind of problem also, right? Most of us face this problem whenever we are setting up an app in AWS, especially in Amplify. So I hope you understand that concept and understand the pain point that what we are discussing. And if you need a step-by-step guide on how to implement in AWS, I link my blog on this on the description box. You can check it there, and it will be like discussing what is exact pain point that we already discussed in this video, and how to implement in Terraform, and how to do it in the console, and how to do it in the AWS CLI method. So you can check there, and if you need a video explanation of that, or a video how to do it in AWS, you can comment it out on the comment section, and I will open to make it that for you also, guys. So if you like this video, please make sure that you liked and you share with your AWS friends, so that they don't also face the same problem. Yeah, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel, so we will make this kind of videos going on.